Hello guys, on the second video, let's start doing some animations, right? But right before we start, I wanted to show visually how our circles will behave. So I'm here at Adobe Illustrator and I have an SVG file over here. And I just wanted to show we have the center ball and the other ball that's going to animate around, and we have a path. So I colored this path so you can visually see it, but on the code it's going to be invisible. And yeah, that's it. So this is the starting point of the ball. It's going to animate around the circle and then start detaching itself from it and then dropping at the middle. Of course, there are some other animations, right? They scale up, scale down, and also extending itself at the end of the animation. If we open the code, it looks something like this. So we have a path, and we have other path, and also we have some circles. The only thing that matters for us right now is this path here. That is the big one, and that's responsible for walking through the circle around. So that's the only one that we're gonna copy. And let's create our own SVG. So now with my code editor open, I'm gonna walk you through step by step. If you noticed, I already have a preview here on the browser, and over here I have the exact same code for that file. First, I have an SVG tag. This was copied from the SVG generated file from Illustrator. We could actually improve a lot on here, but that's not the focus right now. I'm gonna focus on the tags that we have here. So don't worry about that, just make sure that you have an SVG tag, and inside we have the related tags that we need for our animation. First of all, we have the path. I added an ID here, so we could later during the animation tell the browser to follow this. I have an opacity to 0 because I don't want it to show this path inside the browser, so I set the opacity to 0, and then this D means all the points that the coordinations, the X and Y, that is represented on the... Alright, moving on. Remember, this is the path where the balls will animate it. So we have a rectangle tag, but wait, this should be a circle, right? Yes, but since on the animation we have this, the animation grows at the end, so we need this to be a rectangle instead of a circle. Otherwise, it would grow as an ellipse instead of a path that is a rectangle with round corners. So if you have a rectangle with the same width and height, and then you apply the radius to be the half of it, you get a perfect circle, right? So X and Y means that I'm positioning this at the center. So we have this, I'm representing this rectangle here, so it's at the center of my view box, and also the fill is set to this really light gray. I hope you guys can see it. So the next one, the only difference is that it is positioned above the other. So I decrease 200 pixels from it, and now it's above. That's it, pretty simple, right? Yes. So I have two comment animations here. So remember, when you want to animate a certain tag or a certain element inside an SVG, you must put the animation inside. So that's why we open and close the tag. Just so you know, remember that what I said, that we have an animation in the end that animates the height. So I'm going to start with it. So I'm gonna uncomment here. Oh, sorry. I'm going to uncomment our animation. So when you animate, you must tell the browser what attribute are you animating. So we're saying, oh, I'm animating the height. And the values. Imagine that these values is like a keyframe that we used to have on CSS, right? So I decided to divide the timeline of 2 seconds 10 times. So each value here corresponds of a tenth of the animation, like 200 milliseconds. Since the animation happens at the end, can you see here that is going from 200 to 300 and staying a little bit at 300 and then going back. So actually this value is wrong, but I'm gonna refresh the browser, and over here I'm setting the duration to 2 seconds and also the repeat count to indefinite because I want it to loop forever. Yeah, if I refresh the browser, you see that at some points the animation starts happening. Yeah, so it's similar to what we have on the Google animation. So we imagine that during the first part is only 200 and then at certain point start to become 300 and then go back to 200. And that's it. And now, just to finish this part of the video, I'm going to animate motion. Animate motion is another tag for animation and it's related to a path. So we have the duration, we have the key, the repeat count, and this one I'm going to remove for now because this we're going to have on the other video. So what I'm telling the browser is like, use this path to animate through. So remember the motion path that I pass it. So the motion will take this in consideration, the repeat count indefinite, and then the duration 2 seconds too. If I refresh the browser, this will happen. Oh, sorry. I need to remove this because now the position for the rectangle is related to the path. So I don't need this position anymore. Since the path is next to this guy, we don't need it. So yeah, it's getting there, right? Let me stretch a little bit here so you can see it. So now we got the animation going on around the path and then increase it. And what should we do next? Add some easing on the animation because it's not a linear animation. It gets some momentum here and go up, slower, and then increase, and it ends on the center, right? So yeah, I'm gonna wait you on the next video.